So this guy came up to me on the streets the other day, and he said, I want to show you a card trick involving these 3 cards right here. I said, okay, let's see it. He said he was going to start off the trick by showing me each of the 3 cards he had individually. So he peeled off the first card, and he said, I got this card. He placed it down. Middle card, I got this card. And the last card, I got that card. And he placed it on top like that. Then he told me he wanted me to keep my eye on that card, which was now on the top, as you saw. I said, fair enough. Then he made a slight move, and I said, I saw that. You moved that card to the bottom. He said, no, because the bottom card is this card. I said, well, if that card's not on the bottom, then it must be on the top. And he showed me, no, this card is also on the top. And then I said, well, if that card's not on the bottom or the top, it must be in the middle. And then he showed me, no, this card's also in the middle. And then I said, well, that's not fair. You're using 3 of this cards. And then he showed me, no, that card's right there on the bottom. Then I said, well, if that card's on the bottom all of a sudden, then this card should still remain on the top, correct? And he said, no, you're wrong. That card's on the top. Then I said, well, now you're using 2 of that cards. And then he said, no, actually I'm using 3 because that card's in the middle as well. Then I said, well, now obviously you're using 3 of that cards. He said, no, because I got this card right here on the bottom. So now I was extremely puzzled by that time. And then there was a moment of silence, and a couple seconds later he says, here, let's recap. I started this trick off by showing you 2 of this cards and 1 of that card, correct? And I'm like, yes. And then I flipped them all to 3 thises. And then I flipped them back to all 3 that's. And now we're left with 1 of this and what could be 2 of that's behind it. Is that correct? And then I'm still extremely puzzled by that, so I'm like, okay, that's correct. And then he told me, would you believe me if I took this card on the bottom and switched the middle card from that to this and switched the top card from that to this? And I'm like, what is going on? You're cheating now. And he said, well, yeah, you gotta remember in life, you get a little bit of this. You get a little bit of that. But you're not gonna get much of the other.